it ain't real out here in these streets. It's real out here in these streets.
The streets of Vegas.
The streets of Vegas with my man Jarreau from the Barstool Podcast. This interview's, man, been a long time in the process coming, man. It's come, like he said, it's come full circle. Our paths have crossed on different levels now in the media world, should I say. So we're at the Podcast Lounge, the new home of the streets of Vegas. So we're going to chop it up, man, and get into some history. We're going to, take it back and see how we got to this point. You know what I mean? So, man, what's good with you, man? How you been, man?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that's good, man. Hey, congratulations on everything, too, by the way, man. The whole lounge, man, the setup, man, the visuals, man, you know, and I've been seeing you grinding, man, on the Barstool Podcast, man, you know, from day one, man, you know. Definitely, man. But let's take the people back, man, and explain, like, how we even got here, man. You know what I mean?
Well, like I said, full circle, for me, he was the first person to interview me when I was doing my music and shit like that. Right. We was in some park.
We was in a park, yeah. He was doing, to give you a little context, he was, you know, that's when he was, you know, doing the R&B singing. Yeah. Still going by the name Jarreau, Fire. And I was like, man, I was just starting the streets of Vegas. This is probably around 2013, 14, somewhere, 12, 13, somewhere in that ballpark. And I was like, man, let me reach out to this cat, man. I like what he's doing. He was rocking with slow. I liked our whole movement and everything. And I can tell, you know, he was dedicated. I said, man, this cat was willing to meet me in the park. Because I didn't have nowhere. We didn't have nothing like this. Yeah. And he met me in the park, man, had his kids. And I said, man, this cat is dedicated to his craft, man. Yeah. And so I was, you know, just rocking with him then. And it's crazy because I was just starting my YouTube channel. And one day I was going on there trying to rearrange some videos and do some stuff, ended up deleting all the early stuff. Yeah. I'm like, oh man, you gotta be, I was trying everything to get it back, couldn't do nothing to get it back, man. So you gotta be careful. But I followed his career, followed him doing the video shoots. We do have another interview that we did later on at
my shows,
yeah, at the show. You remember that at the one show? Yeah. So we still do have that, and you know, just seeing the transition, man. You know, seeing him kept going with, you know, with the R&B thing, and, you know, then he moved over into this field. What has been the biggest transition going from you know, from the singing part of it to the podcasting part of the world, you would say?
Man, honestly, a lot of it, more than you think, goes hand in hand, and it all, you know, really it's all led me towards stand-up comedy, which is where
we got to get into that.
Yeah,
and then a stand-up comedian too. First of all, he's the host of the Barstool Podcast and a stand-up comedian. His comedy, you know, is coming along too. So first and foremost, to bring that back. So and go ahead. So it kind of led into the stand-up comedy,
the music. So working with Slow, man, Slow is very meticulous about.
Shout out to Slow, man. Al Fine. Shout out to him.
For sure. He's very meticulous about your look, you know what I'm saying? Your image, all the way down to getting your damn nails clipped and all of that before a show. And at first I was like, man, this is crazy, right? But then it was like, yeah, he was right. You know what I'm saying?
Everything matters.
Yeah. And so I basically took that same formula, that same attitude, kind of that same work ethic, and put it towards this. Everything you see here is like kind of like how we were moving when we were doing the music.
Okay, the same. Okay,
yeah, same type of rhyme. Like, it's hard to like. Of course, it's not notes and melodies and all of that, but it's just like the same. The
mindset and approach to it.
Yeah, like if you look at our videos, if you look at the videos we did, and you can go to thestreetsofvegas.com, you can see the videos that we did, but especially toward the end of it, you see with each video we progressively got better.
Yeah. Who shot those videos? Was it Lonnie Thomas?
Lonnie Thomas shot the last two. Tay Price shot the one before that. Price, and then Von Melvin shot the first one.
Okay.
So, and they're all very capable videographers, but we were bringing more more to the table each time.
Each time. And that's what it should be, more progression.
Yeah, so basically that same attitude is what I took from a podcast, man, from an app on my phone that you can only record in 15-minute increments.
That's crazy.
To what you see here now.
Okay, full blown. Yeah. And you got to start somewhere. You got to start somewhere. Let me ask you, like, what made you like leave the music game, like the R&B game, like that?
It was like a formula of things. Like, first of all, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not young anymore. You know, some people say I still look young or whatever, but I'm not young, so it's just like, really now, my boys are coming along. Okay. Your sons and stuff. Yeah, I definitely got to let you hear them. I'll let you hear some of that after this, but there's that, and I just was like, man, I'm too young, too old to be trying to like break into the music. Yeah. Which don't have to be the case. Like, I'm gonna do I'm gonna do an EP this year. Because I'm gonna have my younger son produce it.
Okay, you gonna do the whole thing?
Yeah, it's just gonna be like the last little thing. Because somebody hit me, you know, lately people been hearing the music and stuff, and they be like, "Man, why'd you stop?"
They've been revisiting, like, and I'm discovering it.
Yeah, just discovering it. And I'm like, man, where was you when I was doing it? And it's not their fault. It's just that I wasn't capable of getting it out to all the ears it could get to. You know, and so. With all of that, it was just like, and then all the work, you know, the engineering, you know, I'm trying to tell you,
it's a process. It's a process.
Then you get down to mixing, and you know, you talk background vocals, and you didn't sing.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah. So you talking about 3-4 hours in the room by myself, putting this one song together, and then sending it off to Slow, and he be like, man, that ain't it. Like, back to the drum boy. Wow. That's what I liked about working with Slow, though, man.
He's gonna get it right. He's gonna get it right. Yeah. He's gonna make sure it gets put out there with the right look on it. Yeah. That's interesting, man. And I knew, like I said, I was feeling everything, especially the one joint where you flip the BG sample and all that. Even the slow jams, man. And I know, like, all your videos is like very cinematic, man. It was like mini movies and stuff, man. So I really felt, you know, where y'all was going, but I know what you mean, man. Just the grind of it. You know,
I remember you came up to me in work one day. I think you had just heard the name of that song is "Be My Baby."
Yeah, "Be My Baby." Yeah,
and you had just heard it, man. He came up to me. He was like, "Man," he's like, "Them drums right there." Yeah. I was like, "Man, that's killing it." I mean, listen to it in the headphones and shit. I'm like, man, this shit is dope, man. But I feel you. But it's interesting now that you got that catalog and that you did that, and like with the stand-up comedy thing, it's like you can do like a show where you even mix that in, or you can go back that way, do one song. You know, it's just so many different ways you can do it. Do you think that experience though it helped you to get like even where you at now? Did that help? For sure, all of it's so important, man. Going all the way back to coming out of high school, went straight into the Marine Corps. Did that for 9 years.
9 years?
Yeah, that showed me a lot about, you know, I was a young man. I'm 22.
Straight out of high school?
Yeah. But 22, 23, I might have been 24. I'm over there in Iraq for the Iraqi freedom thing, and I got these other grown men looking at me like, what are we going to do? Like, I'm in charge. Yeah. Wow. So it's like, I'm telling people, I noticed I got my peers looking at me for strength and for what to do next, because I was the only one that had been out there before. God, and so it was just like that kind of thing. As a young man, it just really built a lot of self-reassurance and just like knowing.
Like, you have a lot of mental fortitude something like that too, man.
Yeah, so there was that built that part of it, which you need. Definitely need that to do comedy. Always dressing, you know, crowds. I would tell a group of 100 people what they're doing for the day. You know, and I wasn't up there stuttering and stammering. What's going on?
It's kind of like using kind of training to be on the stage, to be talking.
It was like low key like a PCM.
Okay.
Except for more people and more organized.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like a bunch of people were like, no, like, no, I'm talking. Everybody else is talking.
Everybody's got to listen. Yeah. That's crazy, man.
So being in that atmosphere and going from that to, you know, at that time I was in church. By the time I was 22 or 23, I became a licensed minister to Church of God in Christ. Yeah.
Wow. So this was after the Marines?
This during the Marines.
During the Marines. Yeah. So you was as coach. You was in the
coach.
Yeah. Now, how did that happen? Was you like is that family thing or like?
I wasn't raised in church. I started going probably when I was like 21. Actually, right when a little bit after I turned 21, just because I promised my brother and sister I would go one day.
Are they older or younger?
Younger. They're twins. And so I was like, all right, I'll go. And then from then I think I went back to the night service that night with my wife at the time. I was married, and from there we just stayed.
You like full blast in?
Yeah, but it was
just everything.
Yeah, but it wasn't nothing that I ever wanted. It was I just gravitated toward the musical part of it, obviously.
Okay, but you in like the choir and all that stuff?
Yeah, man, I was a choir director. I wrote songs for the choir. I led the choir, all that kind of thing. I was a musician. I played the drums.
It's crazy because I know a lot of artists, you know, said they get their start. Like they started in the church singing, and they kind of like led to something. Wow, that's great. You just went to like musical aspect?
Yeah, I started in R&B, and then I went to church, and I learned a lot in there. And then when I left the church, it wasn't for that reason. It was just it was a lot of other reasons, man. But So anyway, that skill set, that muscle that you use in your brain to do a sermon, is like what the same muscles that you use to put a set together. Okay. You know, if I can stand in front of 200 people and preach for an hour, damn sure stand in front of 50 people and tell jokes for 10 minutes.
So that eliminated, it eliminated the fear aspect of it because you was used to doing it in front of a crowd and all that.
Yeah, that's crazy. There was no stage fright. There was none of that. The only aspect I have the obstacle I have in it is whether or not what I'm saying is funny. Okay. You know what I'm saying?
The creative aspect, comedic aspect.
Yeah, and some people don't think it's funny and some people's not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the more people get to know my personality, that it'll be funny because they know who I am.
They know who you am, yeah. And segueing into the comedy thing, like, I know that's fairly new for you, but like, how did that come about? I mean, like, because I know you was the podcast host first, and then you kind of like ventured over to tech. I'm like, what made you say, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do this comedy thing? You know,
well, coming into podcasting, before I came into podcasting, all the podcasts I started. The first podcast I ever listened to was it was on ESPN.
So it was like, was it like a sports one?
Yeah, it's like Mike and Jamel Hill.
Yeah,
and that
what a fucking industry, man! The podcast industry. I never thought, bro.
Yeah. So, but it's like, so it went from the sports ones to all of a sudden all these comedians. They had been having them, I just didn't know. Okay. And then so as I found out about them, I started picking them up. You know, from Bill Burr to Joe Rogan.
Bill Burr,
you know what I mean? All those different podcasts like that. I don't know if you know this guy, Taxstone.
I remember Taxstone, yeah.
Yeah, man. I was hurt when he got locked up.
Man, at the height of his joint, bro.
I listened to that every Wednesday. I was waiting for that to come out.
You know, he had the sponsorship. He had Duce. He had the fucking streets on lock, bro. And he was just... And I loved about it because he was authentic. He was just himself.
Yeah, and he was funny as fuck.
He was funny, man.
Yeah, Yeah, he had, official guest list. Black Thought. Ox.
Tariq Nasheed. I mean, he had gangs, motherfucker. Yeah, man. I hated to see that go, but that goes to show you,
Joe Budden was a classic.
Joe Budden was a classic. What's wrong with this nigga, son? I'm fucking asking you a question. What's wrong with this nigga, son?
Let's end this shit.
Hey, they kept the tape going and everything, man.
What is wrong with this?
That was funny as a motherfucker.
Oh, man, I was crying.
Yeah, but that shows too, like what Jadakiss said, hip hop quotes. I do a lot of hip hop quotes on Twitter. I'm doing a book coming up too, right? But he said one wrong move can destroy your legacy. And just fucking wiped. I mean, like,
but that move happened before he You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it was the shit with Troy Ave and all that shit,
but
right?
it just came back.
But then it happened like, you think it happened like right when he was doing all that shit, or like what?
Like around that, but like I think earlier on. I remember
by the time shit caught up, huh?
Yeah, I remember the boy Casanova did a...
Casanova, that was his boy, right?
Yeah, he did an interview on a Breakfast Club, and you know, he was saying, Charlamagne was saying, Tax always tell people you should stay in the house. He was like, well, maybe he should have followed his own advice.
Damn,
and then Casanova was like, actually, man, he was. Like, I begged him to come out that night.
God, no shit.
Like, that's the only reason he was even out there.
And then that shit happened.
Yeah. So he feel bad about that, but it's just like, fuck, man.
And then it led, and I think all of it stemmed from like Troy Ave being like a whack ass rapper. What I mean, that's somebody's opinion, but I know Tax really wasn't fucking with him, wasn't feeling him like that. So he gave his opinion, but they had beef, and then for the nigga to be busting at him in a public place, though, man, that was just, man, dude.
Yeah, but he was, that's who he was to begin with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He was already, it's not like this is his first time being locked up.
Yeah, that's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You gotta know how to leave that shit alone, though, man. Fuck, man.
Yeah, he had a lot to lose, man.
Yeah.
But the thing is, whatever that is, he showed me, you know, without ever knowing me, he showed me, he gave me a lot of confidence that I could do it. Once I decided to do it, because I modeled a lot of what I was doing after him. Just not, I never tried to be a street guy, because I'm not a street guy,
right?
But just the aspect of being yourself.
Being yourself, yeah. Just being authentic, being who you are. You know what I mean? And people will gravitate towards your character, your personality. I mean, because I watched a lot of your episodes, man, and you can like get right there with anybody. You know what I mean? The chemistry is amazing, man, and that's like probably, you know, like one of your strongest assets, man. And you can swear you knew this person, like I never met him until he got in front of the mic. Yeah. And it's like, damn, are you for real? You know what I mean? So I think that's key, man, especially in this game. It's just like you say, it's more of a conversation. Yeah. People open up to you. They just feel like, you know, they tell you all kind of shit. You know what I mean?
I see that part, though, I got to give that part to UPS.
Okay.
Having so many different customers and doing so many different routes in the beginning, and just kind of like
being able to talk to
everybody and just realizing people are just people. No matter how they look, no matter how, whatever, you realize there's some common ground there.
Yeah, you can find it. You can find it. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And so,
and that's crazy how, like you say, like from the Marines to church to UPS, all that comes together and like, you know, it gives you tools to be able to, you know what I mean, do other stuff and put that out into like my gift.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
All of it can if you look at it that way. You gotta be, you know, you gotta spend some time soul searching and being really self-reflective and realizing what your strong suits are, what your weak points are. And,
I agree.
You know, taking advantage of your strong suits while improving on your weaknesses.
Right. Self-awareness.
Definitely.
You know, it's things too sometimes like, you know, I used to worry about like what I'm not good at, and, you know, and try to, but the thing of it is to maximize what you are good at. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because you can get better at that, but the stuff that you're not that good at, you're only going to get marginally better at it. So I'm like, you know what? I had to come to the point where it just ain't my thing. Yeah. I'm a creative. Yeah. You know what I mean? I can't, you know, I'm not a handyman nigga. I can fuck with some shit around the house basically, but as far as doing a whole bunch of shit, that ain't me. Yeah. I'd rather make the money from my gifts and pay somebody to do that. That just ain't my shit. You
That's
know what
crazy.
I mean?
You look like a handyman.
Nah, fuck. You know, I
all the cars.
Like my dad was he was an electrician. He tried to get me in all that shit. It was cool. And like I was 17, 18, like I was in like a trade school, like an adult trade school. Yeah. And I'm in there writing rhymes and shit. Yeah. You know, like they in there studying. I couldn't apply to it, dude. Like I could figure some shit out and know how to like, okay, that does this. I just don't want to take the mental energy to do it. I rather like it, but if it's something technical or creative, I'm all in it. Yeah. You know, I'm all in it. If it's art or anything like that, but as far as like fixing, I just don't want to. I'm just not interested. You know what I mean? So I think you're right. You gotta rock with your
man. I seen a picture of you on your when I was going through trying to put shit together for you know stuff, flyers and stuff, but I seen a picture of you as a young dude, man. You couldn't have been. You had to be like 18 or 19 or something like that. You know what picture I'm talking about?
I think so. What
you was standing there with another dude with
Yep. I know exactly.
And I was like, man, this nigga look like he just whooped somebody's ass. Like, man, you look like I was like, damn, boy.
Back in Louisville, man. Yeah, shout out to Louisville, Kentucky, man. That's where I'm from. That's crazy. No,
man, you didn't get into too much straps, did you, back then?
No, I was like a chill nigga, man. I really didn't, if it jumped off like that, but no, man, I really didn't have time.
One time you came on the podcast and told me.
Oh, yeah. I had some questions. That was out here, but and that, like, it took a lot for it to get to that point. I didn't want to, hit the nigga with the butt of the gun and knock him down the stairs. But damn, like, the nigga just went too far. Yeah. You know what I mean? So, but I always been a chill cat, man. I really don't, didn't like to do all that shit, man.
Yeah.
But like what you were saying, how you started. Okay, so you started listening to a lot of the comedian podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so because they talk about comedy a lot, especially when they talk to each other. That's the other thing I learned about podcasting, about listening to them. They really bring each other in. Like,
they fuck with each other. Like they have him on the show.
You on my show, then I'm on your show. Then let's go do this show, and we network and we
cross promotion.
And like so many people is it's not like the rap game where you ain't gonna have this dude on your album because he raps better than you. You don't want him to take the shine,
outshine you.
It's not like that. It's just like we all work together, we promote each other, we push each other up. That's the kind of family atmosphere I'm trying to build over here. But so I seen that, I learned that from watching them, and then just listening to comedians talk about different aspects of comedy.
You can learn so much.
Yeah, just getting on stage at certain times, getting behind this guy, in front of that guy. I really believe there's a lot of stuff you can learn without going through it.
That's true. I'm always a big fan of learning from other people's experience.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, listening, okay, I know what not to do. Okay, I know that ain't gonna work. Like, somebody else didn't make the mistake. Let's believe. Let me extract the knowledge from that mistake, so I don't have the time or the anguish to go through what they went through. But that's huge, man. That's huge, man.
I mean, that's how we know what's edible and what ain't. You know what I'm saying? Somebody found out.
Somebody found, You know what I'm saying?
So there's no need to always go through it. So I really listen to all of that, and then I just like everybody loves comedy. Everybody loves to laugh. If you don't, I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But
it's such a universal thing.
And then I always had kind of what I said about you, like not as mean, but people always just assumed I was mean by not living for whatever reason. And so it was just
took it the wrong way or something.
And then the last thing anybody thought was that I was like funny. So it was just like I would catch people off guard.
They wouldn't expect it, man.
Nah. They wouldn't expect me to say nothing silly or do nothing silly. So it was just like, I guess I have like a serious demeanor or something. I don't know, but anyway, it was just listening to all of that and then just really figuring out my voice and how I can make people laugh. Because it's one thing to make you laugh in the conversation, but it's another thing to get up on stage.
And that's a whole different thing. That's a whole different thing. And then, like, when you talking to people, how people be telling me sometimes, man, you funny, you crack me up, man. You gotta be doing, and that's like, you gotta look at what comes natural to you. You know what I mean? In comedy, man, sometimes, like, like the job we've been on, you might be having a rough day, and then I like say something to go brighten somebody else's day. You know what I mean? And it's like on some comedy shit, it's funny. You know what I mean? So that, to me, that soothes the soul, man. It's just universal, man.
Man, everybody knows what it's like to say something or tell some kind of story and have somebody in tears, and you just continuing on with the story while they're crying, they're holding that cry, and you just continue on because you feel good that they feel that good, and you just pouring it on, and everybody knows what that feeling is. So that's that feeling to try to be able to do that for a bunch of people. It's just like I still haven't done it yet to where like I just have a room full of people in tears. But I'll get there. But right now, just man, getting to have the whole room laughing, or
that's a plus.
Yeah, you know, or having them going back and forth, having them just really like, wow, dude, like really are funny, rocking with you. That kind of thing, that's good enough for now.
Yeah, you know? And then especially being in a city like Vegas, I know LA's big, you know, with the Laugh Factor and all that, but it's like it's the city of entertainment, and there's so many open mics and opportunities to go exercise your craft. You know, I even heard like they'll say like Chappelle will show up at some you know comedy store you won't even think of. He's just there to exercise his craft, just to get his chops in and stuff, man. And I think it's a hell of an opportunity in a city like this.
Hopefully you show up next week, man. I'm going out to Cali next week.
Is that right? Yeah. What part of Cali? Like where?
LA.
Okay. Got a spot in mind and stuff?
Yeah, definitely the comedy club. That's, you know, that's a must. I heard a club called Flappers where you have to like audition or something. I definitely want to do that.
Man, go out there, man.
Go out there and really just try to make a dent, make a little mark,
make an impression, make a contact or something.
What's that doing?
Yeah. And speaking of that, you got a set tonight, right?
Yeah.
Ninja karaoke.
Yeah, Ninja karaoke.
And give us some little detail about that.
Okay, so that's just Crowd Public, Randy Black, and those guys.
Randy Black is like he does comedy too.
Nah, he does music.
Does music? Okay.
I was on sports. You had him.
Yeah, you had him and another cat on the show at one time.
11 to MC.
Okay. 11.
Nice.
Okay. Both of them was together. Okay. Yeah. And so Randy Black is he produce, rap, or what?
But all of them, man. He's kind of at first he started off kind of like rapping, low key back when he was in high school, man.
You've been knowing him for a minute.
Yeah. Okay. And so he's kind of like what I said about why I got out. He kind of flipped it to where he's like bringing other cats along, and he really found his lane. He found his kind of like low key, like almost like Diddy type. Timberland type lane.
Yeah,
He's the guy that puts it together and gets it. So it's that, man, and he's they're doing a video shoot tonight, and there's gonna be a beat battle afterwards with Shakespeare Kelly.
The beat battle,
so
doing that.
Man, the first part
he's doing, man. That's
So on the first part, he asked me if I could come through like 10 minutes or something. So.
That's like and Ninja Karaoke, that spot is popping now, man. You know what I mean? They do a lot of stuff up there. Yeah, I never been up there, but I always see a lot of stuff going on up there.
Yeah, it's a nice little space. It's really an interesting space because it really is. It's when you walk in, it's like a bunch of different rooms, and each room
like separate rooms and stuff.
Yeah. And you're like, what the hell's all these rooms? Because it has when you walk, if you walk straight back, there's a bar and a stage where they do karaoke. But each of those little side rooms, they're different size rooms that you can pay different amounts for. When you go in,
is that big?
Man, it's not that big, but it is though. You know what I'm saying? Like it's deceptively big. So it's like each of these rooms, you and your own crew have your own karaoke situation.
Oh, okay, that's smart. That's smart.
That's dope. Like
so you could be in there with a group of 20 people.
Yeah, let's say you and 6 friends want to go out and have karaoke, but you don't want to listen to everybody else's shit that they want to do.
So they got their own separate machines and shit.
Own separate room. It's like a room. It's like a.
That's smart though.
It's like this, I guess you could say. It's like this, and it's like boom. They got the karaoke, the screen on the wall, and still they can
like couches and shit.
Yeah, they can still do like I think they still do like bottle service and shit like that in there. So it's like your own little private karaoke party. Yeah, it's pretty dope.
Have you ever did anything up there before, like comedy wise?
Nah, I just went up there to support other people's things. Like that's another thing I've gotten a lot better at, and just trying to go to things that I don't got shit going on at, but just going to them because somebody I know is doing it or somebody hit me up and asked. So I'm trying to come out and
just showing your face, and then, like if you look at it, like especially like with the diverse group of people, somebody's always having something, man. Yeah, always, man.
And as much as I ask people to watch my shit and subscribe to my shit and this, that, and the third, even though they don't always do it,
still I throw it out there.
But I should still also be doing that. Though. Every time I've been up there, it's been to like support somebody else's thing, but you know,
but then you reciprocate, you'll get that back.
Yeah, man. Every stage I see now, I'm like, I'm gonna perform on that stage.
Be on that stage. Yeah. I missed the show at the Thunderbird. Damn, I missed that.
That's set too.
Yeah, man. I know a lot of people came out and just building the audience from the podcast world, and then it's almost like you can advertise, hey, I'm gonna be here.
Yeah.
So all the people that rock with you, they can be like, boom, you know what I mean? So you feel good about that show though? It was a good show?
Yeah, man. It was the best I've done up to this point.
How long was the setup there?
I did 15 minutes. Yeah.
Is that in the comedy world, what seems like an eternity?
Man,
30. I know cats got
5 minutes can seem like an eternity. Nobody's laughing.
If you got crickets in there,
it's long. Nobody's laughing. But you could also, I want to say like last Saturday, I was doing this show and I think it was supposed to be 5 minutes. And man, I looked up and I was like, I guess I didn't see the light. And I was like, oh, did you give me the light already? He's like, yeah. And I was like, oh, how much time I got left? He was like, no, you way over. He was like, do your thing.
You was way over already?
Yeah, I was like in 8 minutes or something like going up on 10 minutes. And I was just, all right.
Just like in the zone or just like what?
Yeah, man. And
just went fast or what?
Yeah, because it's like now what I do is, before I would try to go up and I had all this whole thing prepared. It's crazy when you write jokes, for me anyway, because you got like this laugh track in your head where you expect the laughs to come at. And when they don't, it gets a little like, almost like the punchline. That was the punchline. Maybe they didn't catch that. And it's just like, but some of the stuff is like you got stuff riding off in the back of the other thing, and you expecting that laugh there. It's like if I draw up a basketball play and it's based on me passing you the ball and then breaking off, pick and roll type shit, and then you don't pass the ball back. Okay, well now
the play is incomplete. It's stuck. Yeah, okay. So like one part got to tie into the other part.
Yeah,
kind of got to link together. Yeah,
but what's beautiful is when you say it and you read the reaction of the people, you know what happened. You like, for the most part, you're like, all right, I didn't set that up correctly, or I should explain that more
a little more.
And then the next time you go do it,
you have time to. Did it go over their head or did something I missed? Yeah, that's crazy, man. Back to the podcast. Now, how did you come up with the name of the Barstool Podcast? Like, how did that come about?
That picture right there. So that there's a picture on my wall. If you ever see my podcast, there's a picture sitting right behind me, and it's like a bunch of pictures.
With quotes and all that stuff.
The actual picture is a picture I took downtown First Friday one night. I was out with Slow and C. Smite, and I don't even know. I think Slow took it, and I was just sitting there. I probably was talking to Smite right there, and
was that a bar right there?
Yeah, it's a bar downtown, and I wasn't even posing for the picture. I was just having a conversation
random,
right? But the look. The facial expression, the look on it looks like I'm saying all
it says it all. It says it all.
So it's just like I did that. I did a bunch of those on Instagram, and then one day I just decided, let me take all these and frame them. Bachelor pad shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? So it was that.
It's live. I like that, though.
So when I was deciding, thought about doing a podcast, I was like, what would I do? And I looked at that picture. And I was like, okay, these all could be topics, and then Barstool sitting right there. I'm sitting at the bar, so I was like, Barstool Podcast with Jarreau. And then, unfortunately, man, I heard later on about Barstool Sports and all that. Yeah, and that's a huge thing, but it's like,
but it's different. There is sports though.
Yeah, I'm talking about sports. I don't even watch sports no more.
Yeah, I remember you used to give your picks of the day. And you stop doing that.
Yeah, I don't even watch sports no more.
It's like a waste, man. Yeah. And cats kill me. They be like, like, you know, like I know in general, but some niggas know stats and shit too much, man.
Yeah.
Oh, nigga, we gonna blah, blah, blah. It's just like, damn, dude, I can't even put that much energy in it. Like, I'm not getting paid off that shit.
Right. That's how even all the energy I spent in like defending LeBron. I'm a big fan of LeBron.
Yeah, but like,
and people would come and they're like, he's not, and I'm, he's gonna do it the next time.
It's like, it's ridiculous, man.
Like, he doesn't even know who the fuck I am.
Yeah, man. Like, I can't even watch a full game no more. Like, I might catch up. You know what I fuck with? I fuck with ESPN the highlights. Yeah, I'm good. Like, it's all right, unless it's the Super Bowl or like the NBA Finals, I might, you know, peep that, you know, some special situation, but. Like, it's just crazy, man. But I think, like, your brand is still strong, though. You know what I mean? Even with, like, the Barstool Sport. Because it's a different game. Yeah, it's a different animal, man. And I don't even... Sometimes I try to explain that to people. Like, yes, you know, if people come up to me like, you were Barstool Sports? And I'm like, nah, this is different. Mm-hmm. It's just a pocket. Like, I just talk. Mm-hmm. And, it's very well-rounded, too. Your guests and all that. Yeah, and what I try to explain to the guests is, like, this ain't really an interview like that. This is really so your fans or whoever's watching can see what it's like to hang out with you at the bar. Yeah. And that's a good way to kind of like market it too. You know what I mean? Just like you said, it's not really like a question. You know, it's like it's really, and that's what I got from a lot of your stuff. It's more of a conversation. You really get people to open up, and it's hard to do that in a small time frame. You know what I mean? You can only get so much stuff in a time frame, you know. So, and also it's just like the format of like, because I've been criticized before for like, you know, people be like, well, why are you talking about yourself? Why are you not talking about the guests? It's like, all right, well, what conversation have you been in where the person is just talking about themselves the whole time and you don't interject? Like that sounds more intrusive to me if I'm just asking you about all of your business. And then they got to go back and forth. Yeah. They said, why are you talking about yourself? Yeah. Because they're like, you know how we do. Like, if I say something, you ask me a question, and I tell you about it, and then you might give me one of your life experiences. Yeah. I think it goes hand in hand. Yeah. I think you need both perspectives, though. You know, but if you think, because it's what it is, though, is people are used to watching... people are used to watching, you know, these different interview shows, like Good Morning America and shit. Those people don't ever talk about themselves. They talk about the guest. Yeah. And it's just like, you know, what do you do? What do you? You hear nothing about the other person. Yeah, that's not how conversations go. No. You're always you're always trading stories, and you learn stuff about yourself as well as the other person. Within the conversation, I think that's great. And it's crazy how people, you know, get so critical about stuff. Why are you doing this? And why you like, dude, this is my brand of show. Yeah. This is what I want it to be. You know what I mean? Like this is what it. If this doesn't appeal to you, don't watch it, man. I mean, like you ain't trying to offend nobody and tell them fuck off or whatever. But man, fuck off. Yeah, you know, but the thing is, but the thing is, it's like if you don't like it, like go ahead and do yours. Do yours. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like do yours. Put it all together. Yeah. And if you want to do it over here, so be it. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'll hit you up. I'll hit you with a cool background. Yeah. And all that. And you can do exactly. You do your whole show just how you want to do it. Yeah. But you're not gonna tell me how to do it. Yeah. Exactly, man. And speaking of that, man, with the Podcast Lounge, man, you kind of. It's like you building your own network, right? Yeah. So speak up to that, man, because that's like providing a lot of opportunity, bro. Yeah, man. And I just got to do a better job of advertising and getting it out there, because I know it's a lot of people that want to do these things. Yeah. Man, I got what it takes to do it. Was that part of your vision from the start, or as you start going, you start seeing like, you know, I can provide more. You know, for other people that want to, you know, do the thing too. You know what? Did they kind of come later or what? Just seeing like what? So from the moment I walked into this room, I saw it, but I didn't know all the stuff I know now to know how to. Like I didn't have a green screen and all that. The technical aspect is something else, man. And so sitting and watching YouTube videos and listen.
that sounds like nothing, maybe, but listen, these guys that have all the knowledge and talk on the YouTube videos, these guys are weebs, and they try to like really put their personality out there like that. Yeah, they are. It's aggravating because it's like, dude, shut the fuck up and tell me what the fuck I need to learn. Yeah, they stop telling me about your personal stories. I don't
just give me the meat, man. Yeah. But YouTube, man, it's like the new university, man. You know what I mean? Like, man,
learn everything you need to learn for sure.
Yeah. Was it a big leap as far as the technical aspect? Because I mean, like the content and the guests is one part of it, but then like the camera part, the audio part, was that huge? Was that a big like?
I mean, it was, but I love it though. So it's like it's like doing. It's like okay, in UPS driver terms, you know what I'm saying? You delivering 30 boxes to one residential stop to an apartment upstairs.
Okay.
Off top, pain in the ass.
Pain in the ass, no doubt about it.
But if you love that shit, then
you gonna love
nobody loves that shit. But if you do love that shit, then that's you in your element. This shit like tedious as fuck. Even getting into doing, you know, like I'm doing flyers and stuff now. I'm getting better at that. And that's another service I'm gonna have out there. But that's tedious as fuck. You know what I'm saying? And
the art aspect of it. But once you figure something out and get it right, like all the hours and effort you put into it, it's all worth it. Like, bam, you know what I mean? You like turn a corner, like, wow, man, now I got it.
And it's about really trying to master one thing at a time. Like, so when I master one thing, there's shit that I've done on accident, and I was like, okay, that ain't for this. When I need that, I mean, like, that's cool.
That's cool.
It ain't for this. When I need it, I'm coming back to that. And then it might be like, I don't do that shit again. Or something like that. It just all adds up to your arsenal.
That's true. Some of the best shit I done found out on accident. You know,
it's kind of like that with DJing too, ain't it?
It is. I'm like, oh damn, that works. They rocking with that, or okay, you know what I mean? Like, that's the beauty of it. You know, it's like when Les Brown say, man, find something that you have a never-ending area of interest in, something that you can constantly learn about. And like with DJ, like records, like, you know, people be, oh man, you can like, dude, come on, you know, I don't have every fucking record, you know what I mean? But like a thing that I turned around with, like people, like I used to do, you know, I still do, like I'll do like maybe a party with some youth, like younger kids. Oh, you got this, right? So I'm like, man, I don't got all that, but they telling me, right? So I'm punching all of it in and getting all of it as they telling me that.
Damn sure.
And I say, boom, that's the way to get new feedback. If I ain't up on everything, but I know these young cats are, they up on what's next, right? So they'll be telling me, I'm like, now I welcome the shit. You know what I mean? Now I got a system where they tell me, I'm pulling it up immediately. And I'm like, boom, that's game. You know what I mean? So you gotta love every aspect of it, I think, with something.
Yeah, because there's some of that part, wouldn't it be kind of weird to you if you heard a DJ and they're like, man, you gotta go do this and you gotta go
you did it for the wrong reason. You did it for the wrong reason.
And then it's like all the things he's saying are true, and those things are a pain in the ass, but also you love the shit, right?
I love it. I never look at it like I look at all of them as like anything is like a challenge. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's how I look at a lot of stuff, man. So you know, you gotta love all of them, man. You know, it's great, man. You know.
Yeah, nice 45 over there.
Yeah, nice 45. Yeah. But speaking about the podcast, man, I want to do something called, I don't know if it's the Final Four we're gonna get to, but it's like you know, it's called the Final Four, and it's four questions, man, 4 hot questions that I want to shoot out to you. And so the first one is, who's a guest that you've been wanting to get on, or a guest that you trying to get on the show?
That's hard because I'm kind of petty. Like, I'm kind of, there's guests that I wanted to have on that haven't came on yet. And I'm like, on that kind of like fuck you then.
Okay. After a certain point, it goes to fuck you.
Yeah, because kind of like, what? Okay, you too good. Like, if you look at my lineup, like, you ain't even, like, okay, look at this episode from a year and a half ago. That person came on.
Yeah. You had some big guests. But you think, yeah. Because I think this is like the show to come through. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you're doing anything, you should make your. That's how I look at the streets of Vegas too. And I try to get cats like, man, that would be a good look if you came through or something like that. So, but the guest you trying to get,
that Yada was a good look, by the way.
The what?
Yada.
Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, shout out to Yada. That was a good look, and he was cool with it, man. He was like, boom, boom, boom. Let's make something happen, man.
Yeah, he really did drop some knowledge. Like, he really did let you in. Like, I really was. I really was kind of like, And the thing that sticks with me that he said was, he was like, you could make a good living being a B-list artist.
Yeah, ain't that crazy?
When he said that, I was like,
B-list. You know what I mean? Like, yeah.
Because everybody's ego is so big that they don't want to even, like, entertain the thought of being B-list.
But you can eat. Yeah, you can eat off that.
And when he said that, it was just like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I was thinking about that earlier today. Like, that was one of them lines, man, that stuck with me. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And it just give you some perspective.
Something you never even think about, man. You know what I mean? Like a lane you never be like, man, why am I trying to get up here when I'm starving trying to be up here? I can eat down there.
Yeah. And even with comedy, like, I ain't gotta be Dave Chappelle, but I can still eat.
But you can still eat. Yeah. You ain't got. It's only gonna be how many fucking Dave Chappelles we gonna have, dude. You know what I mean? Like, exactly. You know what I mean? And segue into that. And my next final four question is: who is your GOAT comedian? Who would you say that your GOAT comedian is?
Man, I would just say.
Past, present, future.
Yeah, I would just say nobody has ever made me laugh harder and longer than Donnell Rollins.
What?
Yeah.
Ashley Larry?
That motherfucker be having
I never really checked for him that like, no shit.
You can go on YouTube and watch some of his stand-up shit. That shit,
man,
I don't know what anybody
you say
else
he's
did.
GOAT?
Yo, I'm just saying.
He made you, he hit you, yeah.
I'm telling you,
Because
because
I know comedy too, man.
You can talk about the number. Obviously, he don't sell out the same things that Dave Chappelle does.
He hits you though, right?
Yeah, he's not. You know,
even I gotta check for him, man.
But even me personally, like Dave Chappelle makes me laugh hard as fuck.
Yeah.
Obviously, Eddie Murphy makes me laugh hard as fuck. Fucking, you know, just like those top.
He was just on Joe Rogan shit too, right?
Yeah. Bill Burr. Even Joe Rogan is funny to me. Like, there's a lot of guys that makes me laugh.
I'm gonna have to fuck with Rollins.
Rollins, like 2 days ago, I was watching some of his stand up on YouTube in here, and man, afterwards I had to fucking stretch because my chest had tightened up, my back, from laughing so fucking hard. Like, and
man.
Yeah, he's funny.
Check him out. You know,
to me, that don't mean to anybody else. That's just
but that's what matters. You know, one person I didn't check that I heard a lot about is Patrice O'Neal. Did you rock with him? Was he really funny like that?
He was funny. He was like Corey Holcomb.
Oh, okay.
Well, Corey Holcomb was like him, I should say.
Really?
Corey Holcomb looked
like raw like that or something?
Yeah, just don't give a fuck.
Okay.
Say anything. Okay. He's a dude you do not want to bag with because you don't have no, ain't no filter, ain't no
ground, man.
Yeah, it's like he gonna say something
like
where
that,
it's like,
really?
Yeah, he gonna say something where it's like, oh, well, now I gotta fight it. But he was a big guy too.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, but it's just like, that guy, he definitely made me laugh. But just nobody made me laugh like that. Shit. To answer your first question, I would love to have Donnell Rollins on the show.
Man, that's big. I'm
trying to get Wayne Morris too.
Okay. Boy Smith. Yeah. Okay, that'll be live. Okay, next Final Four question number 3. Who is an up and coming comedian that you got your eyes on? That you like say, this person, is coming. I know you spoke a lot. I know you spoke something on Issa Rae, kind of made you laugh, like you like her. You know, who would you think would be like your up and coming, like that you say, okay, they coming, like, you would say that you check for maybe.
Besides myself.
Besides yourself. Okay,
I would say up and coming, man, I like, locally, when I seen the boy King Darius Stone, man, he did it.
King Darius Stone, really?
King Darius Stone, yeah, he really did his thing. I'm just blanking right now. Of course, I got a lot of love for Melvin Washington Jr., man. That guy, man. Okay. Just there's a few guys, man. Going to these open mics, I see a lot of guys.
I see a lot of people, man.
Dude, I had on my show, Brad Gopi,
the white boy. Man, I was really impressed with him, man. He just seemed so down to earth, man. He was just like flowing with everything.
Dropping jewels too. You heard he said his mom told him, only time you should be worried about what's in your neighbor's bowl is to see if they have enough.
Damn. Yeah. That's real. I didn't catch that part, but man, that's real.
Yeah.
And what is it? He's a comedian too?
Yeah.
Yeah, he just seemed like whatever. He was just like whatever, man.
He's just getting started too. Like me and him, like he been going at it a little bit longer than me, but we kind of like same class, I would say.
Okay.
And man, I see bright things for that dude.
Yeah. How's the camaraderie like with the other comedians? Like, cast that's been doing it, and you like in that circle, is it all love? Y'all like we joking backstage? Is it like they encourage each other and shit like that?
It's like the music scene, man.
Okay, like that.
It's like some people fuck with you and some people don't.
Yeah,
and you kind of get it. You see the ones that's looking at you through the side.
Cats be hating and shit.
Yeah, like I know what kind of motherfucker you are. Threatening.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when the motherfuckers threaten and they start acting like,
ain't that crazy, man?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, do your lane, do you.
Yeah,
stay in whatever your deal is, and like it's enough for everybody, bro. You know what I mean?
Don't even that with how it's just like, why are you worried about it? Like if
they're not secure within themselves.
If I'm coming along after you, right, and I'm better than you already, work harder.
Work harder.
I can't stop you from working harder.
Work harder.
You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at me.
Work harder. Yeah.
Because it's like it's not even fair to say like First of all, I'm not young. I'm not some 21, 22 year old kid that don't have. Man, I got stories on top of stories on top of stories.
The thing about I think that makes it unique as a comedian, and say like if you get into it later in life, you have so much more life experience.
Man,
you know what I mean? That you can relate in a comedic fashion. You know what I mean? But I have years of living.
Yeah, and this young guy, he came up to me one night. He's like, man, he's like, I can't believe you just started. He's like, do you ever kick yourself when I started 10 years ago? I said, no, because a lot of the stuff that I learned in the last 10 years is what's giving me the ability to execute. So I wasn't a stand-up comedian, but I don't know. Were you ever a minister? No. Okay. Were you ever a singer? No. Oh, okay. Well, those things kind of helped me get.
They all,
you know what I'm saying?
You gotta accept it, like where you are. Like when the roads meet. I was in it when I was supposed to be in it. You know what I mean? Based on my life and how everything go how it lined up, I was in it when I was supposed to be in it, man. Yeah. That's crazy, man. And speaking on that, for the last Final Four question, biggest regret.
Biggest regret is
personal, professional, private, whatever.
Man, somebody just asked me this earlier today on a podcast.
It's a tough question. It ain't a...
Nah, I kind of have it. Like, my biggest regret, man, is just not preparing the way I could have in a lot of different ways. Like, I never really took a lot of the life insurance and all that kind of thing seriously. I should have. It was kind of like, you know what I mean? But I seen that in action, you know,
in action.
She won't mind me saying because but that's a big part of how this happened.
Okay.
All that, like her dad taking care of
business and putting shit together,
changing their lives.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Okay. Once he passed on, their lives was forever changed, and she was able to bless me a certain way.
Okay.
And bless this whole situation.
Okay.
So and like, man, I look at it. You know, and I just recently was going to class. I'm getting my I'm getting my license too for insurance and all, selling life insurance.
Yeah, because that's huge, man.
Yeah, but as I was sitting through the classes, I was like, man, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, man, in my lifetime, I've made somewhere between $2 and $3 million.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of money.
And the amount I could have put up right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, just if that was ingrained in me. And I'm like, why they don't teach this stuff in school?
Because they want you to be slaves. They don't want, you know what I mean?
But this stuff is so much simpler than a lot of the stuff they teach in school. And it's like, put this, tell this. But like you said, they don't want us to know that stuff.
Yeah, they don't want it. That's everyday stuff that should be taught, man. Putting a portion of it up, living off 80%.
Yeah.
Just all that's funny that you say. Like, I thought about life insurance too, man. Especially our people, man. We don't have it. You look up, like, I was in Bell's Market, and almost every week you go in there and somebody's on a damn candy can, on a candy jar. We raising money. Like, who want to go through that, man? You know what I mean?
Sometimes that's not.
I know sometimes they bullshit too, but like, and you can't even tell no more. I look at one cat, I'm like, damn, man. Ain't nobody left in your family, is it? I mean, like, you know what I mean? But that's true, man. And that's something to me, I think, that people need. It's not like a luxury, like, oh, man, maybe, that's something you got to take care of.
Just the bare minimum is something.
Burial expenses, at least.
Some people need, but I've made and fucked off so much money in my lifetime up to this point that it just could have been like so much money sitting there. For sure I could have like $1 million chilling right now. Yeah. If I would have just taken more seriously that thing from the get-go. Because like I said, I went from high school to the Marines, from the Marines to UPS. Those are two decent, you know what I mean? It's not rich stuff, but it's above average. Over some years, you do make some real money. You know what I'm saying? UPS, you can make $1 million in 10 years. Yeah, and what I think, like when I started with UPS, like stuff, time goes fast. You look by, you don't. I only know this looking back. You got to think with the end in mind in anything that you're getting into. You know what I mean? Like, okay, I got to have a time frame or a date on it. You know what I mean? Like, I got to say, I want to put this much up by this time, Because how can somebody, like get to the end of 25, 30 years and don't know what they're going to do or don't have nothing? You know what I mean? And at some point, I think, as hard as you work for the money, you got to have the money working for you just as hard. Because once you got money working, it don't never stop, it don't never call in, it don't never get sick or nothing. That's how a lot of these people though have gotten rich or stayed rich is because they always taking care of that part. Yeah. You know what I mean? And it's the money that you paying, but it's the money that you getting. Like we was joking around, me and somebody, I forgot who was saying the other day, but we was like, man, if they thought, if all these black kids that's getting shot by the police, if it was like a fact, they knew for a fact these kids had life insurance policies on, they wouldn't shoot these kids. That's crazy. Because it'd be too much money to cash out, wouldn't it? The families, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, you don't talk about it like that. Yeah, they would. That's all. I don't even talk about the lawsuit money. Just the fact that they got killed by the police. Like all the families that would be cashing in. Yeah. Those families. And something like that happened like that. If it was, that's why like natural disasters. But just thinking, comparing to what you said. If it's enough of that happening in the same company, they would break a company. Yeah. Because with insurance, like car insurance, life insurance, they never expect nothing to happen. So the money you paying, all those, the months you paying those little premiums, they never expect to be hit 3-4 times with big payments out. That'll wipe some companies out, man. Well, as soon as the one little time you get dinged, they bump your shit up. They bump your shit up. What about all the time that I did? All the times that I didn't. That's the biggest. To me, that's the biggest game in the world. And now it's tied into the. See, back in the day, you didn't really necessarily have to have insurance. You had to, but you didn't have to. Now they're like, fuck your whole shit up. Yeah. If you don't got it. If you don't got it. You got to now. Yeah, they'll cancel your fucking, Yeah, all your shit. Your driver's like, all that. You know what I mean? Like, back in the day, you're right, it was almost like you was just taking a chance. Yeah. Now it's like, oh, man, we
We gonna suspend your license, nigga. We gonna do everything. Yeah. You gotta pay a reinstatement fee, more tag. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
And what's that? SSR?
SR 22?
Yeah.
No, I know a nigga, man, been on that for 20-some years, man. 20-some years, dog. I mean, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. So, but yeah, man, definitely, man, just to wrap this thing up, man. So what can we expect, man, coming up from you, man? Still doing the Barstool Podcast, still rolling ahead, man. How many episodes in are you now? You keep track of your know or what?
Man, I lost a number, but I can tell you this, we just celebrated the 2-year anniversary.
Yeah, I've seen it, yeah.
At the, February 17, 2017.
Damn, that's 2 years went quick, man.
Yeah, so, and you know, it's growing, so yeah, Barstool Podcast with Jarreau on YouTube. Mm-hmm. Make sure you hit that subscribe button.
Absolutely.
And definitely, you know what I mean? Like, the comedy shit. If you follow me on Instagram,
at your show,
at Jarreau 702, Jarreau spelled just like it is above my head there, and at 702 on Instagram, and then that's my Instagram, and you can see I'll post when I got shows.
Yeah, we put all the links in the description.
Yeah,
all the ways to find them and tie to them and everything.
But definitely for sure, fuck with the merch, man. It's Jarreau.com.
Yeah,
hit that merchandise button. Hit that link. And then, man, you got t-shirts, leggings, socks, hoodies.
Everything, man. The hats, and it's official, too, man. Yeah, definitely got to check it. We'll have that link in the description, too. You know, so y'all can get right to that. And what can we expect from the network, man? I mean, I love just to be a part of the sound of a podcast network, man. You know? The network is, what I'm expecting from the network is, man, I want this to be a beacon, like a true voice of Vegas. Just like 88.1, 97.5, like for years, these a staple in the city, man.
If you got a voice on one of those platforms, then you got a voice in Vegas.
Right.
Sort of. You know what I mean? At least, to some extent. Yeah. So I want this Lounge Podcast Network to become like a voice of Vegas. Okay. Not just in Vegas, but worldwide.
But starting here, yeah. So if you're looking to do a podcast show, get your brand, get your business out there, man, you're going to have to contact him. The Podcast Lounge is the place to be. Custom backdrops and everything. They'll look for a commercial about it coming soon, but look, if you're looking to get in, you don't have the money to afford all the expensive gear and the equipment, which can be pricey. This can be an alternative for you, right?
And I'm not looking to gouge nobody. It's super
affordable, yeah. Super affordable.
And also, if you know, and I got this. This was inspired from DFOS. It's just like DFOS don't do all his shows like this. Like some of them, he goes on location and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'm not charging him no monthly fee. It's by episode.
Yeah, per episode. It's the first one, and they look for many more to come like this. And just for him doing his thing, coming full circle, you know, it provided me an opportunity to do my thing. You know what I mean? And that was just like when you give him, you know, love out there genuinely like that, you never know how to come back around. And now he's in a position to, like, you know, give me a hand. So, man, it's just all love, man. It's great, man. Y'all look for more episodes coming up, you know, weekly, monthly, or whatever. But definitely check the Podcast Lounge.A. This is the place to be. Start your stuff up, man, and get the ball rolling, man. So
check him out on my podcast as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I have gotten compliments on the episodes with you, man.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, they said we was dropping some juice.
Yeah, I like to think so, man. Yeah, I like to think so. Yeah, but when you pull them up, man, look for the episode we did. We did 2 of them. Yeah. But check out both of them. The second one, I think, was a little more in depth. You know, we covered a lot more topics. But
the first one was just audio. But as far as on YouTube,
check it out, man.
You won't mistake it. It says it right there on the thumbnail. So,
and we had to get this one in, man. This was, like I say, this was a long time coming, man. You know, definitely, man. So I appreciate you, brother.
Indeed,
appreciate you, man. Look forward to doing a lot more things, man, coming up, man. So signing off, the streets of Vegas, Jarreau, the Barstool Podcast. Peace. We'll holler at y'all next episode.
Peace. It's real out here in these streets.
The streets of Vegas.
Man, it's dope, man. Like I said, just having a conversation, man.